Morning, everybody. It's Dr. Kenton Wakes Up. I'm Dr. Kenton. In the Frank Lloyd Wright mug this morning is Cameron's breakfast blend. It's a recent favorite. I slept pretty good last night, all things considered. So, and it's colder than the cold black heart of a witch. I said it. Um, Today's Monday, December 15th, 2025. And you know what we say around here about Mondays. They're for meetings and for unbreaking things that got broken over the weekend. So we'll get into that in a little bit. I've got my dance card is full of grading and dealing with other stuff, including sending gifts to my loved ones for the holiday coming up. But the thing that is weighing on me is the there was a school shooting at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island over the weekend. And there was a mass shooting at Bondi Beach in Australia. And Rob Reiner was killed by his son. So there's just a lot of heavy. I think that ultimately, if you find a reason to believe that somebody who's not you is lesser than you somehow, then you're not really in touch with the full intention of humanity. And I don't know for sure if that's intended as judgment or just my impression of the facts. But if you discount somebody's actions because they're mentally incapable, or you're skipping over the piece where a person doesn't act out in a way where they would intend to harm another person unless there was something going on for them. Harm leads to harm, and the more that people find a way to not get involved because they feel like there's nothing that can be done, I think they ignore the simplest thing possible: to not discount in your own mind the struggle that another person's going through. Well, if you just get a better paying job, or if you just stop drinking or stop taking drugs or whatever, or just stop being mad that you feel like somebody took your job. It's hard to I think what we're told, what we're taught, maybe not officially, but unofficially through social cues and so forth, is that you're not supposed to get involved in someone else's life. I think that's a mistake. Now, there's a line. There's a balance between letting it be known to your neighbors and friends that you're always interested in how they're doing and that you want to let them know that there's somebody who cares, and being in somebody's business, trying to tell them how to live their life. There's a line. But in the case of Bondi Beach shooting, there was a guy who got involved. He disarmed the shooter, and they made it sound like he was in surgery for life-threatening injuries. But when I saw the pictures, it seemed like he had been shot in the arm and hand. I think they said. Now, if he got shot in one of those main veins, sure, that could have been a real problem, and I don't know for sure, but what the deal was. Just trying to. That seems like a good word for today. It's not going to tell me very much. I don't know for sure if this is the. I know it's not the right spelling for the German word, but I think that there's an English word. Nope. Okay. Just guessing. Wow. Wow. So let's just total guess with the letters that are left. Oh, a hot drink on a cold day. In five. Okay, well, so my impression is that people find reasons not to have connections with other people. And perhaps there's even a basis in humanity itself where it makes sense to draw heavy, dark lines that separate you from other people. And that might have been a cultural survival thing many hundreds of years ago, or maybe not even that many years ago. But now we're really at a time in our existence where we have the ability to correspond with people no matter where they are in a fraction of a second. We can have a live two-way video conference with anybody, anywhere, as long as they're connected to the internet or whatever you want to call it. There's no reason why we need to be so isolated, so separate from one another, so uncaring toward one another. Because ultimately, what it boils down to, at least from my perspective as a 54-year-old white man, is that you find reasons, that people find reasons to identify differences. And the more alike you are, the more significant the differences seem, even though they're super minor. Like, we might be both white 54-year-old men who went to school in whatever state you want to say, but one of us is Catholic and the other one is Protestant, or one of us is Lutheran, the other one is Methodist, or one of us. So, if there's a way to, through meditation or counseling or therapy, to overcome that, what is it? Is it an intent? Uh, a an assumption, an instinct, an awareness? If you can overcome that and really, instead of seeing the differences as differentiators, and instead see them as wholesome, valuable variety. We're each a little different. We each have skills, we each have strengths and weaknesses. You don't have to view those things as reasons to see somebody as different, in a serious way where you would not offer help if something was going on. So, anyway, it's my brain pan is churning about this. But I hope you have a great Monday. I hope you enjoy your meetings. And I hope you unbreak some things that got broken over the weekend. Love you. Bye.